As soon as that hose clamp gave, the whole tank fell on me. Damn. So, lesson learned. What's going on, everybody? Today I have something a little bit different from all the hot rodding content and junk S10s and stuff. This is my 1994 Chevy 1500 throttle body 350 work truck slash cruiser. The other day I went to go leave from work and it would not start. The fuel pump had went out. So that's what we're going to be trying to do today, is replace the fuel pump on this thing and get it back going. So let's get into it. So before I take everything apart and start dropping tanks and all that great stuff, I'm actually going to hook up this Rock Auto fuel pump up and see if that's my actual problem or if I have a problem with the fuse or somewhere else in the wiring. So what I'm actually going to do is take this pump and kind of stick it up underneath here, right here, and just plug it in. There's a connector back right in here. You can almost see it. It's really easy to get to. I'll just lay the pump right here and hit the key on it and see what she'll do. So I went ahead and I got the whole fuel pickup sender assembly. I didn't know what kind of shape this one was going to be in, so I just wanted to make this process as quick and easy as possible, and have that peace of mind that I got a new fuel pump pickup and everything. But we're going to stick this in here and plug her up. On these new fuel pump sending units, they got a plug that looks like this and a ground wire. So what I'm going to do is plug that plug in to the one that it goes to, and I'm probably going to find a spot somewhere and just temporarily ground this for testing purposes only. Alright, so this is what I have come up with. As you can see, I got the fuel pump assembly laying right there. I've got it plugged in to the stock plug up there, and my temporary ground is right there. So what the plan is, I'm going to go in there and hit the key and listen for the whine of the fuel pump. So let's hit the key and see if we can hear anything. Oh yeah. Yep, that's definitely it. Alright, so now I know for sure that the in-tank pump went bad. It's 28 years old, so I can't blame it a bit. Can't be mad 1 second. So I'm gonna go ahead and see about getting this tank dropped and all the good fittings and plugs and wires undone, and see if I can't make a mess. So I made it up underneath the truck and I'm checking everything out, and everything is looking crusty. Shoo-wee, I'm so glad I got the whole assembly. But as I was under here, I was making my way back to see about what it took to get these strap bolts off, which is a 15mm. I kept on smelling gas, and I know I'm underneath a gas tank, but the gas fumes or smell shouldn't be able to come out. So I got to investigating, looking down there, checking the fuel filter, checking all the lines, and yep, as you can see, one is wet. Now I don't know if that's the feed line or the return line, but I've definitely got a leak going on somewhere here in this area. So what I think it might be is where the hard line and the rubber meets. As you can tell, it's all dry right here, and then it starts getting wet. So not only am I going to have to put a fuel pump in this rig, I'm going to have to figure out something to fix this leak. So that's going to be fun, but maybe I can get a more better look at it and can work on it better when I get the tank out. So in order to take these straps loose, you're going to have a 15mm and an extension, and preferably some kind of power tool, or I've got an air impact, but is out of commission right now, just like everything else got. Wow, these are actually turning pretty good. Alright, so while this is going good, while this is going good, I am going to get this one loosened up and see about that one right there. I've got this one way out. I don't know how much further I gotta go, but all I've got to say is these bolts are too damn long. Alright, so I got the straps loose. I put that other bolt on the first bolt I took out back in there. Just a couple threads kinda for a safety reason. Now I got the jack under it, so now I'm gonna go get up underneath there and take that bolt back out and see if I can let her down a little bit. Alright, let's see if she's gonna fall out on the floor or I'm gonna let her down easy. Alright, so that's as far as she's going for right now. I'm gonna get up underneath there and see about what I need to take off next. Made it to the other side. And let's take a peek up here. Oh gosh. Oh wow. So it's definitely crusty. Definitely needs to be replaced. I think there should be a hose clamp for the filler neck right on the other side of that right there. I'm pretty sure that the hard lines are a 3/4 and a 5/8. And then there's a little little vacuum hose that's over there. But it didn't take me too long to discover that I did not have no room. So this thing right here in the middle, the drive shaft, is gonna have to come out. So 4 more bolts and we'll see about getting back to that. These are just 11mm bolts. Coming out pretty easy. It's my first one. 3 more to go. Alright, so I got them 4 bolts out and the drive shaft is ready to slide out. But before I go any further, it's always a good idea to scotch the vehicle, because you do not want to be underneath there while you take your drive shaft out and that thing starts rolling off on you while you're under there. Or you might want to. I don't know. I guess it just depends on what kind of day you're having. So now it's scotched, we can take the drive shaft out. The drive shaft is out, and try not to be like me and take your time, so that way the U-joint cap don't fall apart and you gotta rebuild the bearing in there. I still got all the pins, you just gotta put it back in there. Throw the grease back on it, slide it back there, good as new. Alright, after that 20-minute detour, finally back on track. As you can see, all this shit right here, junk, super dirty. So, I'm gonna try my best and try not to get all that dirty myself. Yeah, right. So I'm gonna peek back here and see what it takes. Okay, hose clamp, hard line, hose clamp. Not too awful bad. You can see the plug and the ground wire right over there. The plug and the ground wire is actually all one piece. So to take that plug off or take the wire off, the ground wire, you gotta take the plug loose. So I'm gonna get me a screwdriver and a couple wrenches and we'll see what we can do. Okay, close call of the day. As soon as that hose clamp gave, the whole tank fell on me. Damn. So, lesson learned. Definitely got a leak up there. So, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the rest of what's hanging on and go clean my pants, and I'll be right back. So, I got everything disconnected, and I think she's ready to come out. So, let's see if we can't spin this thing around and pull her out. Oh yeah, there she is with all her rusty, dirty glory. So what I'm gonna do first, obviously cover this hole up so I don't get nothing down in the tank. I know that's what a fuel filter's for, but if I ain't gotta put nothing in there, that's the way to go. So, definitely rusty. Yeah, I went ahead and cut the ground wire. I was up underneath there, but I got killed, so I just went ahead and cut it. I can always take the bolt out later. So, I'm gonna put tape on that, see if I can't get all this shit off her and work on that. Got her all cleaned up for the most part. I'll probably clean it up a little bit better, but that's what it's gonna be for now. It's got some of this little grease stuff. I guess from factory, you just kind of preserve everything, because as you can see, rusty, not rusty, rusty, not rusty. So, I'm gonna take this BFH, flathead screwdriver, see if I can't just tap, 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 and work this way on around and pull this thing out. Alright, so I did the old tap tap. Now I think it's time to pull her out. So, there's the ring right here. You pull that off in a second. But, yep. There she be. Now you want to be careful and not break anything off. Or get any gas on you doing this. Oops, got gas on me. Alright, so there is the culprit. It looks pretty good shape. I guess it just gave up. I don't see nothing loose or nothing, so I don't know. I might test it again. I don't know, but from what I seen earlier, that's no good. So lay this over here, and yeah, you got some gas in her. I know what's wrong with it. It got some gas in it. Alright, so here's the new fuel pump assembly. Looks just like the old one, but a hell of a lot cleaner. So I guess I'm almost ready to drop this bad boy in. But first, I've got to get that crusty O-ring out of there and replace it with a new one. So I'm going to do that real quick. New O-ring in. Now it's time to put this pump in here. I hope I can do this one-handed. I should be able to. Alright, so you want to put the float in first. Kind of get it out of your way. That way you can push it in there. Drop your sock down in there and pump. And twist it around. Play with it a little bit. And it should just drop right into place. Just like that. So now you want to put your old ring back on it and reverse what you did to take it off. Alright, so now that's taken care of, we can start checking out the fuel lines under here. Let's see what we need to do about them. Alright, so this is what I have found. I got back up underneath the truck, and these hard lines, they just pretty much just broke right off in my hand. They're real rusty and cruddy and not really all that safe. But I looked them up, the replacement lines, and they're really expensive for what they are. I think the one that goes from the fuel pump to the fuel filter, it's like 4 foot long. I think they want like $160 for it, so that's gonna be a hard hit. But it's definitely something I need to get fixed or something. I might try to build my own line. Maybe. I'm not sure if I can put it all back together without the flex section, the rubber section. So this is going to be fun. So I've done some research and some brainstorming and just spitting around. This right here is what I kind of come up with. Now I've remembered that these fuel systems and these fuel pumps, they don't pump as much fuel pressure as like your newer model fuel injection. These things like only pump like maybe 20-30 pounds. So what I done is I made sure that these fittings right here was good to go. They was all dry when I was taking them out and everything. So I believe these ends are good. They might not look good, not look the best, but they was dry when I took them out. So to me, they're still good. So what I just did, I actually took the old fuel pump apart, and these are the hard lines that come inside the fuel pump. And of course, I just shoved a piece of it in there and hose clamped it real good. Ain't nothing gonna get through that. You can probably put 100 psi through that, and it probably wouldn't come apart. I even flared the inside of it a little bit, so that puppy ain't going nowhere. Did this other one the same way. This return line is a little bit smaller. This is like a 3/8 line. This is a 1/4 inch line. I need a couple more hose clamps to put right here. And I had a compression fitting laying around, a 1/4 inch compression. And for life of me, I cannot find a 3/8. So I believe if I go and find me some more hose clamps and get me another compression fitting, I believe I can get myself back on the road. I don't know how reliable that'll be, but at least it'll get it back running, and I can do it like I did to Sonoma and just get it out of my way. Because right now it's a gas party in here. It smells like a gas station when it was like $1.50 a gallon. So it is fumey. But I think I'm going to run to town and get some hardware and come back real quick and try to get this thing back in there before the sun goes down. So yeah. Alright, I just got back from the parts house. Got me a couple fittings here, compression fittings, and some Master Pro hose clamps. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix these right here up and see if I can get this tank back installed. So here is the finished products. Like I said, I got the fitting that goes to the fuel pump end, and just some hose clamps that's holding on the hard lines that was inside the old fuel pump, and some compression fittings. So that should be just enough to get me down the road, hopefully. So now I gotta go up underneath there and see about what it takes to clean the other ones off to get these hooked back up. Okay, I got them bad boys installed now. This is what I've got going on. Of course, compression fittings, hose clamps to the tank. That should get me down the road. So I think now I am finally ready to see if I can get this tank back up in here and get all this jazz hooked back up. So we're gonna try that. So I finally got the tank put back underneath the truck and got all the connectors and the fittings put all back together. So now it's time to hit the key and see if we get some rumble. Don't mind the pile of cash on the floor. Alright, let's go. Uh-oh. It's humming. You can definitely hear it. Yeah. Prime that thing up. They say you want to hit the key 4 or 5 times. Just kind of prime everything up. That way you don't dry run the pump or get air into your intake throttle body. So I'll hit the key a few more times and we'll see if it starts. I've hit the key on it 2 or 3 times now. I think I've got her primed up. I ain't seeing no leaks, so let's see if this thing will start. Let it prime back up one more good time. Hope his battery is still charged. Oh, there she goes. And that's all it took. Shoot, yeah. And I think we're back. I'm gonna crack the door open, let it run for a second. I still have got to put the drive shaft back in it and rebuild that U-joint bearing. So other than that, it sounds like we're good to go. Finally got the Go truck back up and running again. Let's sit here and run for a minute. Right here beside the Sonoma in the driveway. So if you made it this far, just want to say thank you for watching. So make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know if you want to see more videos like this. Peace.